the explainer. All right, let's talk about something that can feel, well, pretty huge, the Capstone project. It can sound a little intimidating, right? But what we're going to do today is flip that script. We'll turn it from this big, scary task into an amazing opportunity for you to tackle some really important problems. So let's get into it. I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. When you look at a massive issue, like city traffic that never ends or the global challenge of hunger, where do you even start? It feels like trying to climb a mountain without a map. It can feel impossible. But there is a structured way to handle these huge challenges.
And that's exactly where the Capstone project comes in. You can think of it as more than just a final assignment. It's really a framework, a guide that helps you take everything you've learned and aim it directly at solving these kinds of real-world problems.
So what is it officially? Well, a capstone project is pretty much the grand finale of your studies. It's that moment where you pull together all the knowledge, all the skills you've been building up, pick a topic that you're actually passionate about, and build a real solution for a real problem. It's where your education gets its hands dirty.
And this is why it's so incredibly valuable. You're not just writing another report. You are mastering skills that you will use for the rest of your career. Things like teamwork, figuring out what the actual problem is, brainstorming creative fixes, using powerful tools like AI, and even learning how to pitch your solution to others. It's like a crash course in innovation.
Now, before you dive in and start building some amazing AI solution, hold on. There is a super critical first step. You've got to make sure you're asking a question that AI can even answer in the first place. You know, using the right tool for the job.
And here it is. This is the absolute golden question you have to ask. Is there a pattern? See, AI at its heart works by finding and learning from patterns in data. So if the problem you're trying to solve doesn't have some kind of underlying pattern, well, AI just isn't going to be the right tool for you.
So how do you find a pattern? Well, you start by asking these kinds of predictive questions. Are you trying to sort things, like figuring out if an email is spam? That's a classification problem. Trying to predict a number, like how much a house will sell for? That's regression. Each of these points you toward a specific type of AI that is built to find that kind of pattern.
So, you found a problem with a pattern. Great, but it's still this huge, complicated thing. The trick is not to solve the whole thing at once. You have to break it down. It's called problem decomposition. You take that giant challenge and you slice it into smaller, bite-sized pieces that you can actually solve one by one.
Okay, so you have a problem that's perfect for AI, and you've broken it down into manageable parts. Now, how do you build a solution that people will actually want to use? For that, we're going to put on a different hat and start thinking like a designer, using a powerful blueprint called design thinking.
This is our 5-stage roadmap to innovation: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. It's an incredible process, so let's walk through what each stage is all about.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with empathy. This means you have to step outside of your own assumptions and really, truly understand the world from the perspective of the person you're trying to help. What do they need? What are their frustrations? You have to observe, listen, and feel the problem from their point of view. A fantastic tool for this is the empathy map. As you're talking to and observing users, you organize what you learn into these 4 simple quadrants. What are they literally saying? What do you think they're thinking but not saying? What are they doing, and how are they feeling? It helps you build a really clear picture of who you're solving for.
Okay, after all that listening and observing, you move to stage 2, define. This is where you take all those insights and boil them down into a clear, focused problem statement. And the key is, it has to be about a human need, not about the technology you want to build.
A really simple but effective way to do this is using the 5 W's and 1 H. Just by answering these basic questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how, you force yourself to get really specific and make sure your problem statement is grounded in reality. All right, now we get to the really fun part: ideate. You've got your human-centered problem defined. This is the stage where you just let loose. You and your team come up with as many wild, crazy, and creative solutions as you can possibly imagine. And this is the most important rule here. You are going for quantity, not quality. Don't worry about whether an idea is good or bad or even possible. The goal is to fill the wall with ideas. Often, the brilliant solution is hiding behind a dozen silly ones. So just get them all out there. And there are all sorts of great techniques to help you do this, from a classic group brainstorm session to quieter methods like brainwriting, where everyone contributes their ideas silently.
So, you've got a promising idea from your brainstorm. Now it's time to make it real. Kind of. This is the prototype stage, and a prototype isn't the final product. It's a quick, simple, and cheap model. It could be a sketch, a cardboard cutout, a simple wireframe, anything that helps you test your idea.
And finally, stage 5, test. You take that simple prototype and put it in the hands of the very people you empathized with in stage 1. You watch them use it, you listen to their feedback. This stage is so crucial because it's a loop. Testing will almost always send you back to another stage. Maybe you need to prototype differently or even redefine the problem. The goal isn't to prove you are right, it's to learn.
So now you've got this incredible process for building solutions. But what problems should you solve? This is where your capstone project can become more than just an assignment. It can become your way of making a real contribution to the world. Let me introduce you to the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. The United Nations created these 17 goals as a blueprint for a better and more sustainable future for all of us. They tackle the biggest challenges we face as a planet, from poverty and hunger to climate action and clean energy.
Think about aligning your capstone project with one of these goals. You could use AI to help farmers and contribute to zero hunger. You could build an app that promotes mental wellness for good health and well-being. Suddenly, your project has a powerful global purpose.
So there you have it. You have the tools for understanding a problem. You have a process for creating innovative solutions, and you have a map of the world's biggest challenges that are just waiting for smart, passionate people to tackle them. Your mission, really, starts right now.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. With all the challenges out there, and with these amazing tools like AI and design thinking in your hands, what problem are you going to solve? The world is waiting for your answer.